Hey, so this video is a message for those attending the OCC-231 winter class. It's the same message that I give my own candidates, but it's a message that I want every single one of you to understand. And part of this message is so that if you are going to the winter class, where you should be at this point, and just a little bit of advice as far as the mental aspect of officer candidate school. As far as academics, guys, if you're going to OCS here in January 5th, you should really know your 5-paragraph order in and out. If you don't by this time, you're behind the power curve. You should know your general orders and all the rank structure. You should know that like the back of your hand at this point. On top of that, you should know the first 3 exams, exam 1, exam 2, and exam 3. My advice to you, and again, this is based off of my experience at Officer Candidate School, don't worry about learning the entire curriculum. If you can really lock down exam 1, 2, and 3, while everybody else is studying for their exams, you're already ahead of the game and you had time to study for the other ones. I found that success in my station has come from those individuals that, again, 2 weeks prior to Officer Candidate School, know exam 1, 2, and 3, can recite and understand the 5-paragraph order, know their rank structure and their general orders. That is a must. If you are not there now, you're behind. You do not want to get, and I repeat, you do not want to get in a knife fight early in training as far as your academics. Once you start failing academics 1, 2, or 3, I am telling you right now, it will be difficult for you to get the score that you need. I've seen it. I was a sergeant instructor. I've seen it. I've seen people fail. It's about an 80 to 90% attrition rate academically for people that are in a fist fight early on in training with their academics. If you can lock that down, I've seen it like this as well. People tend to do well on the later exams. Exam 1, 2, and 3, you must know this. Do not be caught early on in training trying to catch up, because you're not. Because next thing you know, as you're trying to catch up with one exam, you have the other exam on you. Again, 1, 2, and 3, 5-paragraph order, looking at general orders and rank structure. Those are things you have to, at this point, know. The second thing is for your physical fitness. Like, listen, right now, the times of you pushing hard should be at a minimum. You should be using more maintenance. All of you guys right now, if you are an OCC-231 candidate, you should be at least a 230 PFT. Injuries is the big one. Are you going to be experience some type of pain here or there? Yeah, absolutely, if you're training hard. But again, my advice to you is train smart. Understand that you are going to have a gap by the time you ship and the time you go to and take your PFT, about 4 days. But continue working. I would decrease the intensity a little bit and increase maybe the speed, or as you were, increase maybe the distance. Still make it a little bit difficult, but not as difficult as you were preparing for the selection boards or maybe 2-3 weeks ago. That's just my advice. Now let's talk about the mental aspect. And again, this is the most important aspect. And I made a video about this before. Picture this. January 5th, approximately 300 officer candidates from all over the country are going to be on their way to Quantico, Virginia. If I was to ask all those candidates, how many of you guys are motivated? I can assure you that 299 of them would raise their hands. Everybody's on fire. Everybody wants to conquer one of the toughest officer candidate schools, and in the winter class for that matter. And if you're a female, this is freaking what's the word I'm looking for? It's a record setting, or it's a historic officer candidate school that's allowing females to come in. So if I was to ask 300 of candidates, how many of you are motivated? 299 of them would say I am. So what happens week 3 and week 4 when people quit? Why is that? You were just motivated 3 weeks ago. How are you not motivated 3 weeks after that? Very simple, guys. Motivation is just a spark. It's a spark to get you going. But motivation is crap. Motivation is worthless in the long run. What you should be gathering in here for the long run is that commitment piece. And commitment, I'm going to tell you, everybody says they're committed. Everybody on their way to Quantico, January 5th, they're going to say they're committed. But again, it's similar to motivation in the sense that everybody's committed until the mood that you set it in is gone. So what I mean by that is once you hit Quantico, especially if you're from the West Coast or the down south, and you feel that cold for that first time in your life, that commitment, that motivation goes out the window. That motivation and commitment doesn't mean anything anymore. What happens when you're week 2 or week 3 and you miss your mom, you miss your dad, you have to go through the water and the sergeant instructors are screaming at you? What happens to your motivation and commitment? I'm going to tell you based off of experience, candidates quit. And I'm not talking about 5 or 6. Every class you have about 20 to 30 motivated candidates that give up. So how do you work on that? Well, I challenge you with this, my winter class. What is your purpose? Is your purpose just about you? If it is, you're going to have a hard time, because that voice in your head is going to tell you at OCS to quit. And if you're doing this just about you because you need a job and there's no strong purpose, that commitment is going to break and you're going to probably end up quitting or DORing. So find what your purpose is. Tell yourself now that there is, and find that purpose, whether it be your niece, whether it's your children, whether it's your mother that's depending on you. There has to be a purpose. The only way to take an island is to burn the bridges that got you there, to burn the boats that got you there. That is the only way to take the island. Tell yourself now, winter class, not that I hope to make OCS. I hope nothing. You must make OCS. When your hope and I would like to turn into your must, and there's a purpose behind that, the rest is easy, fellas and ladies. OCS is not that difficult. Get the mind piece right. Again, it boils down to that commitment. Stay true to what you said you were going to do after the mood that you set it in is gone. When you're at OCS, heading there all motivated, your pickup day, you're motivated, I'm telling you, it's going to get difficult. What is your purpose? Start thinking about that. 16 March, it's going to come. Whether it's 0 degree weather or 80 degree weather. 16 March is gonna come. You cannot stop time. Nobody can stop time. Where you are at, it's dependent on you. Are you gonna be home in the living room watching Facebook Live OCS graduation? Or are you gonna be standing on the legendary brown field where many Marine Corps officers before you have stood? The decision is yours. And the moment you believe that, and the moment you put in the effort and find your purpose, you're going to achieve your goals and become a Marine officer. Thank you.